Hey everybody, Shannon here. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I wanted to give y'all an update of what's been going on the last 6 months. Okay, I am in Arkansas right now. I came up here during the winter months because I was freezing to death in my car at Amazon. So instead of freezing to death, I came and moved up here where my son was living. And which I was very, very thankful for my son and his wife for taking me in and supporting me through this whole ordeal with Amazon and my long-term disability. Okay, my long-term disability has been a shit show, actually. They kept having me go back to the doctor every month, which is fine. I needed to go to the doctor every month to get treatment for my back. Since I haven't gotten any real treatment for my back injury since January of 2018, I continuously went to the doctor for her to treat my back. I needed the steroids for my back. I needed stuff for the inflammation in my back, and the non-narcotic muscle relaxers for my back because it hurts. It hurts constantly. So doing that, I have to get my paperwork filled out for the long-term disability. Well, it's 350 miles from Little Rock, Arkansas to Decatur, Texas, where my doctor is at. And one way. So that's 700 miles that they're having me drive to go to the doctor. And they're not paying me. They're not paying me any mileage. They're not paying me any payments at all. So in February, I asked my doctor if there was some way that I could come back like in 3 months, because with me not having a job, not getting any income from long-term disability, the short-term disability has ended, and I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it at all. I mean, I had borrowed money and just to stay afloat. So she said yeah, so I had a doctor's appointment from February until May, so 3 months. In this 3-month time span, the long-term disability has done absolutely fucking nothing except waste my time. That's what they've done. They've wasted my time. They've wasted my money, and me driving 6 hours to go to the doctor was just a complete waste because all they were doing was stringing me along. Well, I got an extension in May for my long-term disability so they could review my case even further. Because the first 2 people, and I'm saying that lightly, the first 2 people that were my caseworkers on my long-term disability did absolutely nothing for my case except drag this out. They didn't get any medical records. They didn't get any paycheck stubs from Amazon like they were supposed to. They didn't get my medical records from Care Now. They were only concentrating on the medical records from the doctor in Decatur. So they filed the first extension, and you're only allowed 2 extensions. So why they needed to file an extension is beyond me, but they did. So that extended it out until June the 29th. And as you can, I'm just going to go ahead and show you this right now. You can see all of my stuff is in my car, and I'll explain all that here in just a minute. So they extended it out until June the 29th, and I got a letter stating that they extended it out till June 29th to make their decision. Well, I've got a phone call because I noticed there was a new caseworker on my case when I logged on to the long-term disability. So, if you're wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone and I'm not looking up at this little hole here. And I know I explain that every single time I make a video, but those are for the people who are not understanding why I'm looking directly at my phone. And my hair keeps getting in my face, and that's why I keep scratching, because it's tickling my face. Okay, so what happened is I called the new lady and explained to her everything from the time I was injured until the time up until now, as to why I haven't been to the doctor since February. Because, you know, when you live out of your car, it's hard to have money to go back and forth to the doctor 700 miles there and back. Now, I looked on the website for my long-term disability, and she told me that they had extended it out until June 29th. June 19th, not June 29th. Even though I have a letter that states it was June 29th. Okay, well, when I looked on the website, guess what? They denied my claim on June 17th. Not June 19th, June 17th. And it also shows on there if they've received anything from my doctor or my physical therapy that I had done back in January of 2018. That's the records they were waiting on. So what these other two people did, the whole 6 months that I've been sitting here waiting for a paycheck from them because of my back injury, just to let you know, I do have a 5% impairment rating that was given to me by the state doctor that was hired by Amazon to examine me. So they gave me a 5% impairment rating. So that means that I get medical benefits for life on my back injury, just the one injury, since they decided to omit my other two injuries that were related to what happened to me at Amazon. They completely omitted the other two injuries. And anybody that's been injured at Amazon, I'm almost positive that everybody has the exact same diagnosis. And how I know this is because if you have ever been employed at Amazon or you're currently employed at Amazon, you can ask your HR people for the OSHA 300 records and the OSHA 300A records. That tells you a list of everybody that's ever been injured at your Amazon fulfillment center. So that's what I did. So there's a new article that's going to be coming out on Monday, around the 1st of July, that explains this on the World Socialist website, wsws.org. Okay? And it's broke down from each injury, like wrist injuries, back injuries, ankle injuries, and that doesn't count all of the more severe injuries like lacerations, broken bones, twisted ankles, equipment falling on employees, or you know, stuff like that. This article is going to explain it in great detail. Okay. I started May of 2017, and my employment ended on February the 1st of 2019 by my choice. Not anybody else's. It was my choice. Because Amazon has screwed me over so bad that I could not get out of the hole that I was in. And I know a lot of you negative folks out there don't understand this, especially if you've never been through it, but I guarantee you that every one of you are one paycheck away from being homeless. I mean, unless you live on your credit cards, which I don't have any credit cards. Okay, so I chose to take the buyout offer, which they offered me more than they offered any other employee that's only been there a little over a year and a half. They offered me way more because of everything that I've been through with them. So I took the buyout offer. That doesn't negate my long-term disability. They owe me that. I was injured on their faulty equipment, and they owe me for being injured. And I'm still pushing this issue, okay? Because I deserve to be treated like a human being. I deserve to be treated like a loyal employee who came to work every single day and did my job to the best of my ability. I always made rate. I did not get rode up. When I very first started, I got a verbal counseling because I didn't understand the process of having to keep rate. And I didn't know that I was on a time limit. I didn't understand the whole concept. That's not something that they explain to you when you get hired, that you are timed from the time you walk in the building to the time you leave on everything. Going to the bathroom, going to get a drink of water, going on your breaks. It's not 15 minutes from the time you walk into the break room or 15 minutes from the time you finally step outside those doors. It's 15 minutes from the time you did your last scan and then 15 minutes back. So it's scan to scan. So actually, by the time you get outside of this 23-acre warehouse, you literally have about 6 minutes because it takes you that long to walk from your station, which is on the first, second, third, or fourth floor, to outside. And then you have to wait to go through security and then be wanded, take your shoes off, take your belt off, you know, the bullshit stuff you do at the airport. So, next thing you know, they have denied my long-term disability because they haven't gotten access to my medical records, even though I've signed it over and over and over again. Every month I have signed this paper for them to have access to my medical records. And they've just seemed to lollygag and drag this out because I know how they operate. They want me to just say, screw it, and give up. And I'm not going to. Amazon owes me this. They, you know, if their equipment would not have been faulty, I never would have injured myself. So it was their negligence. So there's a new article that's going to be coming out, like I said, on July 1st. And also, I had an interview with the John Oliver show on HBO. And you're going to have to excuse me. It's kind of hard to watch TV when you don't have one and you live in your car. So, the reason why I live in my car again is, you're just not going to believe this. It's so unreal that it's hard for me to even believe that this is happening. Twice in 1 year. Less than 1 year I've been homeless. So, here we are, la la la, living in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And guess what? The levee was breached, and it flooded our neighborhood. Flooded our house, too. So, I went by and I took pictures. The very first night when I drove my car through the floodwater, I didn't know that that area was going to be underwater. I knew the water was there, but I didn't know it was as high as it was. And yes, it screwed my car up really bad. But I got that all worked out. So the next day at 6:30 in the morning, which is Saturday, June the 1st, the police came knocking on our door, gave us a piece of paper, and said for us to get out. Because that whole area, which was a poor area, is going to be underwater because the levee has already been breached, and the sandbags that we had around the neighborhood didn't help at all. So we packed up what we could in our vehicles. As you can see, I'm back to this again, and we left the area. So I went back. It stormed really bad on June the 1st in North Little Rock. The levee was breached. I have videos, I have pictures of our house being underwater, the water, raising up above the, where the wall is in North Little Rock on the Arkansas River. I have pictures and videos of that. So went back a few days later and took more pictures because it was still underwater, and we didn't have access to on the road because it was still underwater. So I just parked my car and walked around. Well, somebody had been in our house because we didn't get all of our stuff out, and all of our stuff was strewn about from the front door to the curb. A lot of our stuff was on the curb. I don't know who got in there and unloaded all this stuff on the curb, but there was all of our stuff. Soaked, ruined. Whatever personal belongings I did not get, or my TV or my bed that I bought, or any of that was gone. It was gone, destroyed. It was gone. So then I'm like, okay, well, now what do I do? I can't believe that I'm homeless again. And so thanks to my son and my daughter-in-law, they put me up in a motel for a few days, which was very, very sweet. Very nice of them to help me out when they didn't have to, because, I had been waiting on this money from the long-term disability because I just thought any day now they're going to give me an approval, and I'm going to get back pay. So I was going to, help them out, and of course help myself out because I'm injured, and I needed to go to the doctor. Well, you have no idea what I've been through. Well, guess what? They denied my claim because the other two representatives that were on my case didn't do their job. They didn't get my medical records. They didn't get my records from Amazon, my pay stubs or anything like that. So here I am in Hot Springs, Arkansas now, staying with a very nice couple that I met through my youngest son, and trying to find a job in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And let me tell you what, this